All right. Are you a nice person?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, today I urge you to stop being nice. Because nice people finish last. I was watching a baseball game match. You know baseball. Pretty much like cricket, but that's American cricket. And the coach of a losing team, I don't recall the name of that team, but he said, we were too nice and we ended last. And that very statement struck me very hard and compelled me to ask a question. Am I a nice person? And I was like confused, just like Toastmaster Purva. And I had no answer. If I am not nice, I'm not a nice person. I'm not a nice colleague, not a nice father, not a nice brother. I'm a bad person. I think I talked about this web series again in my last speech as well, Two and a Half Men. How many of you seen that? Do you think whosoever has seen, Charlie is a nice person? And Alan is a nice person?
Yes.
Who is more successful?
Charity.
Why? So that was one example. And there's also one more Hollywood movie, Yes Man, of Jim Carrey. Have you seen? In this movie, he sort of, follow a practice of saying yes to everything. All through the movie, it's quite fun. He enjoyed a lot. But at the end of the movie, everything was become sort of ruined. His relationships, his professions, and a lot of other things happen. But do watch that movie. I don't want to spoil the fun for you. But I observed that being nice holds you back in your life. Right? As I said, nice people end last. It's not false. You ask a disagreeable person, what do they want? They'll straight away tell you. But if you ask a nice person, he'll say, he'll take time. Right? Let's reflect upon in our daily life, the kind of people we interact with. If in your family you become nice person, what happens? You say everything, you say yes to everything. You take care of your kids, your wife, your mother. What it creates dependency. Everybody is dependent on you, right? Let's talk about workplace. If you say yes to everyone, I have done that. I said yes to everything at my workplace and I ended up completing their tasks, whom I could not say no. In a toxic relationship or with toxic people, what happens? They always walk over you, always try to belittle you. And at the end, what happens? You feel frustrated. But what is the solution here? The solution is stop being nice and become a bad person? Do you think that's a solution? Come on, I want answers. We need to find a balance. And that balance is being assertive. Have you heard of this word, assertiveness? Right. So how can you be more assertive? Simply by saying no does not help. But when you say no with a reason, by explaining yourself, it becomes more effective. I recall, I spend most of the time in negotiations and handling suppliers. I remember in the beginning of my year, I was too kind to suppliers, and that landed me in troubled water most of the time. My stakeholders were angry, company was not saving the money they wanted, and in return, I was feeling all the heat. Then what did I do? As and when I was trying to become more nice with anyone, I stopped for a moment and asked that question. Does being good person helps me or the company or the organization I work for? No. So it is very easy to say, let's not become a nice person or become a bad person. But we need to find a balance. And how do we do that? First, learn to say no. for those things which are not going to benefit you. Always, second thing is set boundaries. That not everyone should come to you and say anything to you. Rather, you should be pushing them back. And the third thing is start a little. With how many of you, if you work in a global environment, I'm sure most of you would have seen this practice that foreigners do not take our names correctly. Like my name is Dinesh, but my boss used to call me sometimes Dinesh because they have Denise there. So earlier I did not follow that practice, but my local manager, he insisted me that you need to push them back, even though they are your stakeholders, but you need to push them back. Otherwise they'll take you for granted. And that happened in the early career with me. So in my opinion, if you are assertive and you have learned the art of saying no, you will become successful. But if you keep on saying yes to everything, that will in return make you unhappy. It will make you dissatisfied. It will make you frustrated. Before I finish my speech, though I started with nice people's finish last, but I would say assertive people, nice people may finish last, but assertive people finish strong. That concludes my speech. Thank you very much.